Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Dawn Tarot. I am Jessica Amala, and I look forward to doing another amazing reading for you guys today. We're going to start by ringing my bowl and just calling in the Most High and the Holy Spirit for this reading. Welcoming the Most High God and the Holy Spirit fully into the space for this reading. In the highest light, love, benevolence, peace, abundance, prosperity, communion, and unity of all beings. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to start with one of my new personal decks. It seems to be wanting to speak, to open up the reading. I just heard candelabra, so definitely important to be working with candles at this time with your spiritual work, to at night always have a candle going. It's helping to receive the higher communication and divinity that wants to come through for you right now. And even multiple candles are saying, like, even like 3 or 4, like I have 2 going right now, so I don't have as much as they're suggesting, but they don't have to all be big candles. It can be tea lights, but just having like multiple, it is good. So if you don't want to go get a couple of candles lit for watching this reading and come back, you can always pause that and do that. Totally up to you. Yeah, like also I'm seeing like spiritual baths, like having like 3 or 4 candles lit for spiritual baths. These might be things you already do, not regularly, but they're just kind of advising to just make the time to do that right now. Maybe also because, when I'm recording this, it's 11/11 is tomorrow. So it could be that like a late night, post-midnight sort of spiritual bath candles is really called for right now. So, oh my goodness. Okay, there's too many. So, I haven't had a chance to split the deck yet. So I'm gonna put those back because there's just too many. All right. So what does everybody need to know? Their high is good, but the fact that so many are falling out is because there's a lot. There's a lot coming in right now. What do people need to know? Okay, we still have quite a few cards. Okay. So we've got toroidal expansion calls in new contacts, connections, and spiritual family. Amazing. We've got wow factor, receive and transmit major cosmic supernovas through your 12 strand DNA. And healing is a lifelong journey. Enjoy the moment, embrace the mess. And that it's okay to say I love you if you really do. Take a leap of faith. And it's a seemingly good offer, not a genuinely good one. Okay, so, and then on the bottom of the deck, it says, you are very close to accomplishing what you've been hoping for. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, yeah, there's something here definitely about love. This is a bit of a love reading because we've got it's worth the investment. Your return will be 100-fold on the middle cut there. So it's interesting how we've got, though, this is a seemingly good offer next to the I love you card. But we're gonna get into it. There is something here going on about you calling in the right people, right? You're calling in your true partner, your true match here. You're calling in your spiritual family. You're calling in new connections that are of the like vibration through going within, through doing a lot of meditation work, through building your light, your toroidal field. If you want to get more into that, there's some people that talk a bit more about like the spiritual science, like your toroidal field, like Heart Math and Joe Dispenza, if you want to like go deeper. But ultimately the key is to meditate and to have the ability to internally switch off noise, right? Whether you understand the science around that or not, is sometimes that's really helpful for people. But if you can just kind of get into these other states of consciousness and these other brainwave frequencies that are more in alignment with just like alpha waves, like where you're like in a restful state and able to receive, if you can get there in your meditation, you'll know, you just feel it. You feel all of the higher frequencies coming in, and there's a lot available right now, especially in the 1111. So it's a very powerful positive shift for you going on. And like there's this next card are really, again, these are channel messages. So even for me, I find this very, powerful and mind-bending, because it talks about receiving cosmic supernovas through your 12-strand DNA. So like, and not only you're receiving them, but you're also transmitting information from this, right? Which is part of how you're calling in these new contexts as well, because you're sending out non-physical spiritual energy from your astral body, from your light body, that's in the ether planes. It's like changing your whole network. Like, bye Facebook, bye Instagram. Like unless people are kind of going with you on these ether waves into this new network, they're going to be left at the door, because everything moving forward is going to be about your DNA and your frequency and aligning and manifesting and creating through higher frequency and cosmic energy. This is like, it's all new because we're moving into the age of Aquarius energy, and everything's all new and all different, right? And it's changing. And there's nothing, there's nothing about that that's really, because it might sound a little bit like, oh, you're so high and mighty in your spiritual development, kind of by talking about this, but it's not. Right next to it, we have healing is a lifelong journey. Enjoy the moment, embrace the mess. Because what people don't realize is that we're all highly wounded here on this earth plane, right? Because of a lot of things that have happened over, many lifetimes, over cataclysms, over just your ancestors went through so much, and that's just part of it, right? So a lot of this is healing you to a more, or maybe just a more ideal state for the human, right? That has been so long gone for so long, right? Um, and it's not to say that, you know, that that's ideal, that like everybody should always be in healing for their whole lives. But realistically, since you're also going, I talked about this in my last reading about how like you're healing your genetics, you're healing your DNA so that you can live longer, and that's going to be important to fulfilling your bigger purpose. So there's a lot of like ongoing healing that needs to happen with that, just to get you into that state, because none of your ancestors reached that point, right? Like, and it really depends on your family, but I can say, you know, for my own family, like, it's like God's looking to retweak me to live about 45 years past most of my ancestors at a minimum. That's a lot, right? So there's a lot of ongoing healing that's got to happen forever to bring that forward. It's kind of like, it's just, and that's just part of it, right? Because there are some things that have been wired at such a base level, like from infancy, and things that have been carried over for so many past lives, that it's important to realize that, you know, as we move forward into this like amazing, these amazing new potentials and cosmic energies, and these amazing new connections that are allowing us to really expand spiritually, I think for one thing, it's about staying humble, right, about it, and realizing that there's a lot that you still need, that you're like, compared to, you know, God and certain ascended masters, like you still have a lot to learn and a lot to heal. So to just stay humble, even if you might seem like you're like head and shoulders above most of the people around you in terms of your spiritual development. And it's also going to make you a better healer for people that you're fighting. So a lot of messages there. And then it's okay to say I love you if you really do take a leap of faith. It's like, I feel like it's kind of tied to this card on the bottom about being very close to accomplishing something. It's almost like, just at first glance, and we'll look at the tarot around it, because these cards are kind of, we'll get a lot of insights from pulling some tarot. But it feels like there's something, there might be a test, right? Somebody coming in, there might be somebody coming in that's a bit of a test. And you need to kind of see it for what it is in order to move onto like the path of like what it is you really want here more than anything. And you know, if there's somebody you haven't been honest with, communicating with, I bet you have a lot of feelings for. Especially like if this is a divine masculine watching this towards like a divine feminine that you maybe in the past have been unsure about or unclear about their nature, their intentions, like their purpose in your life, you know, how they play a part in your path. And if that's starting to become more clear for you, which I feel like it is for a lot of masculine, it's okay for one thing, just to recognize to yourself how you feel about that person, without like, it could be also that some of like things that you're still healing is like holding you back from saying I love you, because you feel like maybe you're not ready, or that like maybe you feel like you're a hot mess. Maybe you feel, maybe you're almost like willing to compromise here on something that's not really ideal, because you don't haven't been able to fully have the courage to go after what you really want. And this could be for a feminine or a masculine here, although I was kind of tapping into some energy of how a divine masculine was feeling towards a feminine. So let's get into the tarot and get a little bit more insights. I have another deck that I think another deck that I made recently that may give some good insights into that, but we'll see if it ends up getting called forward. Okay, what do you need to know? Ooh. What do you need to know here? So I'm going to clarify, go into clarifying each of these oracles. Okay, so we'll start with this toroidal expansion card. What do you need to know? Ah, the Magician. I love it. And I love how it's like, it's calling in new contacts, connections, and spiritual family. And like, she's like calling in from, like I said, she's calling in from this like spiritual network, you know, everything that she needs. And she's downloading it through her crown chakra, right? So everything is happening internally because of this expansion of your energy. It's making you more powerful manifester. Way more powerful manifester. Wow, that's really beautiful. And yeah, 4 of Swords on the bottom. So like rest is important to this, to success with this. Got 6 of Wands below that. You may have already been resting a lot, but it's important because it's helping build your energy. You're building your energy when you're sleeping here. I feel like that's I don't know, it feels like that's very straightforward, to be honest. So maybe we'll get back into it, but I'm going to move on to the next card with this cosmic supernova energy and your DNA activation. Anything's possible for you right now is what it really feels like. 7 of Pentacles. And let's get 1 or 2 more. Okay, Page of Swords. Okay, so Page of Swords is speaking to communication, learning something new, communicating at a distance. 7 of Pentacles is like observing something, observing your harvest, seeing what needs to be changed, seeing what's working. We've got 6 of Pentacles on the bottom, which is like some sort of great offer. The star there, so it's some like big wish fulfillment offer coming in through what you're receiving through these energies. I think it's gonna like bring forward a lot of your brilliance, like this, especially with this Page of Swords. Like, it's talking a lot about learning new things, and it's just like everything about this card like is a new concept, right? It's a mind-bending concept of receiving a cosmic supernova through your 12-strand DNA. It's like, it's not something that is backed and verified by any means, but in order to kind of understand it, there's needing curiosity. There's need to be an openness and looking into new ideas, new ways of thinking, new understanding. And I feel like this 7 of Pentacles, like it's kind of like planting seeds around these new ideas, right? Because there's some sort of prosperity around it. With this particular 7 of Pentacles, she's got these roses and what may also be some peonies that she's kind of harvesting. Peonies speak to the High Priestess. They speak to psychic activation. And the roses speak to the divine feminine and to like the blossoming of the heart. And it's kind of nice to see that, because this Page of Swords is like all up in the head, and on its own it can be a little bit cold. So there's this union of curiosity and intellect with a nurturing feminine psychic energy and a psychic energy, priestess energy, that is both important to working through this understanding and being able to activate your DNA in this way, which is important for the building of God's kingdom. It's really important for the building of God's kingdom, which I feel is really represented by this rose between these two people, right? So let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next one. We got the healing card. Healing is a lifelong journey. The Fool. The Fool. Let's get another. Okay, there's a whole bunch. Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and Nine of Wands. So it's pretty positive. I feel like you're stepping in, and then Queen of Pentacles is on the bottom. You're stepping into a whole new beginning here that's really like everything you want, right? I feel like this Ten of Cups is speaking a lot also to these new connections that are so fulfilling, that are coming into your life, that you're manifesting. Happy family energy as well. There's something here that's a bit new, right? With the Fool card and these new ideas about like healing your DNA and this Page. There's something new that you need to be open to about deepening your healing that's important. Like, I don't see a whole lot of this energy of embrace the mess in these cards. What I see is there's a need to remain in your heart and open, and not to also to people, even like to healing, right? With certain people, although maybe not everyone. I think there's this whole reading is screaming like there's a very important need for a balance between head and heart for you right now in how you're dealing with things in your life. And inspiration, right? Because we've got the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands, right? And this is a very strong, especially these two, this is a really strong energy of like a lot of feminine power. The last reading had a lot of divine masculine powers, a lot of feminine power coming forward in this reading. The importance of the feminine. You can see I was talking about the roses, right? And the feminine energy. And you can see with this Page of Pentacles, like the head literally becomes a rose, right? And I was saying it's important that these ideas are rooted, that they have that loving, divine, feminine nature kind of imbued into the idea, into these expanded concepts. And this is a really strong confirmation of that. So it's important to just stay close to some foundational principles about leading with the heart, as some of these new concepts and new ascensions and transformations, and it's even like the transfiguration, right? Because your DNA is going through so many changes now, and they will next year as well. You know, yeah, there's gonna, I mean, Eight of Pentacles in the cut. There's gonna be a lot going on, and you don't want to get lost. You don't want to get lost in your head about things here. because that could lead to this sort of arrogance, or maybe starting to even like manipulate with these powers, right? And there's like warnings, right? Because yeah, this makes sense, because there's a lot of Atlantean energy coming back, right? A lot of Atlantean powers that are starting to come online now. And there's like warnings about like ensuring that this is done from the heart and from like that Christed path, right? You can see this Queen of Pentacles here. She definitely is connected to the feminine. She's got the flowers in her head, but don't make a mistake. She's not to be messed with. She's not to be messed with. I kind of, to be honest, something about her is making me feel like she's connected to this not good opportunity. Yeah. Somebody who might seem really stable, who might look, who might have a lot of like the appearance, the dressing of being truly of the feminine, but it is really a little bit more self-focused. And usually the Queen of Pentacles is a good mother figure. In this deck, it talks about like really being focused on your own success with your own business in a lot of ways. But what I feel is that like this Queen of Wands is really this star here. And this is either you or like your divine feminine, if you're a masculine watching this. And this is the person who like you're most supposed to take this leap of faith towards, right? And say, I love you. And that makes sense because we've got the Fool card next to her, because this is where your happy family lives. See, it's making sense. It's making sense because of what, you know, I thought this was like, I really thought this was two different people here with this I love you card and the not good offer, that it was not connected. And it's not. It is two different people because we've got these two different queens confirming that. So, okay, so that's great. That's clear. Seeing with the eyes of your heart is going to make this easy. It's going to make this easy. You deserve this. Whoever's watching this, I think there's like something where you feel like you don't deserve this with this Queen of Wands. Or somebody, if you are this Queen of Wands, somebody else feels that they don't deserve this new beginning with you because of things that they're healing. But this is beautiful. This Ten of Cups here, Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Fool. This is beautiful. It's like you're a rising star, right? But you're a rising star like together here. This is something that is worth 100% worth taking a leap of faith on. You know? And if you're the feminine watching this, like, you know, you've done a lot of work. Very beautiful. You're very beautiful inside and out here. And she's got the pyramids there in front, which are known as like having the ability to help transmit higher frequency in the physical world on the earth. And she's got these lines that are coming down from the above. One of them is landing in her forehead. So again, that's, you know, it could be that you're receiving higher frequencies just like the pyramids would, and it's just confirmation of this wow factor card. But it's also actually, if you really, really look at this card close, there's cosmos on those. Oh, there's cosmos on those pyramids. It's very subtle. I've never even noticed it before. I don't think that the camera would pick it up, but there's cosmos all over those pyramids, right? So receive and transmit major cosmic supernovas through your 12 strand DNA. This is like a new beginning here for you, right? It's very new. There's something very young, and you need to be kind of like open-minded and optimistic about this with the Fool and the Page of Materials. It's a new opportunity. But I think you have to walk away from this Queen of Pentacles here. And maybe it felt like, because the Nine of Cups is under that. Like, I feel like this this person maybe seemed like it was really all it. But you need to take a leap of faith to have this Ten of Cups, like everything, the total fulfillment with somebody. Okay, so we're gonna clarify this okay to say I love you card. All right. Okay. That was weird how those just fell out. Normally when things like that happen, I don't take it, but I'm gonna take it. Okay, so we've got Five of Pentacles reversed, Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords here, the Star, Eight of Swords, and the Death card. And then we still have, because it barely showed, we still have this Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. Okay? And again, so I'm feeling right, like there's an ending here around this Queen of Pentacles. We've got Six of Swords. Somebody's walking away. We've got Death ending. When you see Six of Swords with Death together, it's definitely something is ending. Something's being walked away from. There was some sense here of feeling stuck in this situation with this Eight of Swords. But that's healing here with the Star card, right? Again, somebody is going through a lot of healing right now to move beyond the situation. To realize like that they can go towards what's really going to be their ultimate fulfillment. That's really truly in alignment for them. A lot of people settle, right? Because they think there's a lot of reasons why they think it's like right for them, and not really seeing that, and it's convenient. Sometimes a convenient relationship can be that almost fulfillment, but then over time, the red flags show up, right, over the years, and things can start to erode because it wasn't really the true match. It wasn't really the life partner that God had planned out or picked out for you, that you could always grow with and bring out the best in each other with. It was a little bit more because of how things were convenient and nice on the surface of things. And I don't want to just completely dismiss those relationships because they have their value. Sometimes those can be the hardest relationships to walk away from because you feel like you're not good enough to actually have everything you want with this healing card, right? But I feel like whoever you are, because it's the center of the reading, somebody's taking a leap of faith to go towards a person that is like, that wows them, right? This Queen of Wands is usually wow. Like somebody is like, I feel like somebody's looking at somebody who's really stepping into their spiritual truth and their spiritual gifts. And somebody's looking at this person like, do I really deserve all that? But that's what they want. They want to, it's probably most likely in most cases a divine masculine looking at a divine feminine, stepping into this energy and being like, I want all of that. And the feminine is like moving forward here. She's in her power with this Nine of Wands, right? She's moving forward, making it happen. She's going for gold, right? We've got here also Six of Pentacles here at the end with this good, not good offer. That's interesting because this is such a positive Six of Pentacles, but it speaks to somebody offering something. And we've got it next to this Five of Pentacles card where somebody feels really left out in the cold. So just be careful about that. There could be a lot of confusion here with this Death, Eight of Swords. There's a lot of mental confusion around seeing this clearly. You're gonna have to really tap into your gut here in a deep way about what's really resonating with your heart. But there's some offer that if it doesn't totally feel right, it's not really gonna bring in the abundance that you need or that you want to step into right now. I even just heard it's like a half-ass offer. It's a half-ass offer. So it could be, I think in some people, connected to this Queen of Pentacles, right? That I feel is like a karmic feminine that a lot of divine masculine are connected to. But it could also be, it could be in some cases, a feminine who's been connected to a karmic masculine. And maybe there's some sort of financial reasons for that, but there's something that needs to kind of end around that to the greatest extent possible that it can end. Because it's keeping this divine feminine or divine masculine, more likely divine masculine, is keeping them tied up. So let's pull a few psychic tarot just to get a little bit more clarification here. Okay, I love it. Ace of Swords, triumphant success. So there's truth in what I'm saying. God's confirming that this message is accurate. But I think it's also about, like cutting away where there's been like lack of clarity, seeing things clearly, and that's leading to your victory. Because then you're able to say no to what's not right for you, right? And I got Six of Cups on the bottom, memories of love. It's like you could be, if this is a masculine watching this, you could be wanting to reconnect with somebody that you had a connection with in a past life here. Or that you knew from like earlier in your life. I feel like for a lot of people here, this is a masculine, a divine masculine kind of stepping forward and like claiming what they really want is like kind of the crux of the energy. Let's get another. Two of Swords, mental conflict. See, this is somebody is working through a lot of mental conflict, but they're going to overcome it here and walk away from a situation that they've been really unsure what to do. They've been unsure about taking a leap of faith towards the person they really want to be with. We got sacral chakra on the bottom there. It's the reason why this has been such an issue for them is that there's been a lot of trauma in their sacral chakra around relationships that's preventing them from being able to kind of move towards really having like a happy family structure for themselves. That could be rooted again in early childhood. With that, we had the we had Six of Cups on the bottom, right? Speaking to like old memories from childhood and healing and kind of overcoming those struggles, right? Look at this disruption underneath the sacral chakra card. So there could be something quite sudden that causes a big shift here for someone. Let's get a couple more. Okay, we've got foundations and achievements, which is kind of like a Four of Wands. And then we've got emotional loss. Yeah. So and then the sacral chakra card is still on the bottom with this disruption card. Somebody here I feel like somebody here took a really long time to get to this point, is what I'm getting. They took a really, really long time to get to this point. And I mean, it would behoove them to kind of wait any longer to kind of take this move. There's a need to kind of, I'm hearing like get real with yourself. If they're the masculine, I think here, whoever's, or you know, if you're feminine and you resonate with this, but I feel like it's more likely masculine. There's a need to really get real with yourself here. There's a lot available to you through these new opportunities that you need to have courage to move towards. I mean, we've got here, look at this, like this happy family on top of happy family. Like, there's, but you can't, it's like you're not open to it because you sort of somehow shut down on your healing. Maybe you've been too in your head. Maybe, like, I feel like for some family watching this, like your masculine's been, with his Page of Swords here, they've been all in their heads and watching from a distance. And they haven't been able to be fully in their heart because of their trauma around relationships. I feel like they're getting a bit of a kick in the butt here to kind of heal. Right? So they can go after what they want. There's a lot of instability for some of these masculine in their childhood that caused them to have these problems. Okay? Do we want to take anywhere? No, we're not, because I feel like the introductory energies that were spiritual on this reading are a little distinct from some of these more personal energies that we're diving a little deeper into right now. Okay, they're all important though. Okay, so let's get a few cards from this other deck that I made recently. Get a little more clarity. Oh wow. Okay, the hatred they felt towards you was real. With Guardian of the Night, evening prayers are called for to overcome hidden opponents. And that fell on top of foundations and achievements. Wow. I feel like it's this Queen of Pentacles that had all this hatred towards this Queen of Wands that this masculine really wanted to be with. And I think in a lot of cases they knew it. It could also be about like these very toxic relationships in early life from a foundational level, right? Because it fell on top of this home, like a very toxic home environment that also was creating a lot of long-term problems of being able to connect with the heart. But I feel like with this Guardian of the Night on the bottom, about the evening prayers from the hidden opponents, I feel like that it's speaking more to this Queen of Pentacles, who's the hidden opponent. And there's a lot of like, there's just, I know it's adding a bit of a different flavor to everything that's been talked about in the reading, but they are sending negative energy. Let's just put it that way, to keep the masculine confused and not making this choice and not leaving them. Okay, so it's important to kind of pray to overcome. It could be maybe a spell word, like doesn't have to be, or they could just be sending a lot of shady vibes and a lot of hate that is on some level still impacting you. So let's oh no, I dropped it. Okay, let's get one more and then I'll pick it up. What else do we need to know here? Okay, we've got parallel lives, parallel universes, parallel dimensionality, parallel hearts. And heavy emphasis on tailor-made adventures and experiences that make life truly exhilarating and sublime. That's pretty powerful. And then I'm going to pick up the one I dropped. And then here we've got the best is yet to come. The past is but a lesson. The present is unveiling powerful truth, grace, and self-awareness. I love it. So we've got this best yet to come falling on this emotional loss with the Fool. I'm saying the past is just a lesson. And the present is unveiling. Look, we've got powerful truth, grace, and self-awareness. That's all energy of this Queen of Wands, right? She's got this grace, this truth, this self-awareness. She knows who she is. It's time to let this go. Whoever is still harboring, say it's time to let it go. Just embrace whatever is bothering you. Embrace it, but realize, like, something, just don't harbor, right? I think there's something about, like, somebody maybe just is like wrestling a little bit with the past, when there's a really nice opportunity to move forward here into like complete fulfillment, total happiness. But it's just like, because some of these things from the past, yeah, these people around you, like, we're sending you so much hate. It's like, it's been hard to fully process it, embrace the fullness of the reality of it, so that you can kind of like let it go. With this parallel lives, parallel universes, parallel dimensionality, mental conflict, and parallel hearts, I feel, well, first of all, I want to pull another card. Yeah, this keeps coming up here on the cut. Royal Heart, your pineal gland is activating in connection with your sacred heart, crowning, right? I'm so happy this card came out, because it's confirming everything I was saying earlier in the reading about like activating your higher mind in connection with your heart, not separate, and that being so important right now. And I feel like before this point there is like a bit of a challenge for this to be happening together in tandem. I'm even hearing like there's like, you can see there's like a man inside the man, and we've got here parallel lives. I feel like it's speaking a bit to like being of two minds, having an alter ego. Maybe even like in some cases somebody could be living like two different lives, and that's not going to resonate with everyone, but there is some masculine that is literally living like a double life. Okay, and that's kind of got to end. But it's just because of they're getting really pushed into getting into alignment now in a big way. And I'm just hearing like spirits kicking them out the door. Kicking them out the door. Yeah. So, and then here at the end, we've got these adventures with these new adventures coming in, and an exhilarating sublime life with this Ace of Swords. There's some whole new energy, right? It's it kind of also throws a whole, oh gosh, sorry, I just noticed another card that's important. But it's like there's a whole new energy that you're stepping into that's like, just like, you're not like compromising anymore, right? Like I was sensing for somebody was like kind of really compromising, thinking that what they had was what they really want. But like, what it's like, somebody here is like realizing that they're enough to actually have everything they want and to like go after an amazing life here. You know, amazing spiritual growth, amazing travel experiences, amazing connections of like-minded people, and not wasting the time that they have on this earth, and not, you know, wasting the potentials when it's so easy to do that, because like there's sort of like a rush to the bottom on the news, you know, a lot of television programming, a lot of social media. Oh, I don't want to say that there isn't. You see excellence too. You see there's a lot of excellence out there too, but there's a lot of not excellence and not really living up to your greatest dreams. That is easy to make you think, well, everybody else is sort of like living sort of a half life, so that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, even though my soul is calling for a lot more here. So that's why, you know, there's an ending, and why you're like moving on to like towards just the better life, what you really want, healthier. And then it's also, I think sometimes, in some cases, somebody who is in a bad situation, or they don't think, maybe some people here knew this, but I think some people leaving the situation, they don't always realize how bad it was. Underneath here, we have here, what also showed up here is she was so jealous, she sent out a whole team to bring you down and hate on you. Again, that was that Queen of Pentacles that did this, right? So for the feminine watching this, like, who are these Queen of Wands, you know, this Queen of Pentacles did this towards you, right? Because they hated you. They knew that their partner, their masculine, was in love with you, and they hated you. They genuinely hated you, and they sent out a lot of shady business to block you. So just, you know, be careful, Divine Feminine, about anything coming towards you that might not fit right, sit right. I don't think you need to be overly worried about it. I think for the masculine, it's also a bit of just a warning that any attempts by this Queen of Wands to kind of lure you back in to kind of being, you know, stuck with her, whatever she might be doing, it's just not, it's not a good offer. So that's the gist of the reading. I feel like, yeah, it's a bit messy. There's a mess around this Queen of Pentacles, you know. I think that either this, okay, in some cases this is somebody that the masculine was actually married to, and there's like there could be in some cases a marriage ending to get with somebody else that they'd ultimately want to be married to, with this Ten of Cups. I feel though it's not in not all cases. It could be somebody that somebody's been stuck with or with for a long time, but they want to leave that situation. That person, I feel like in more cases that person is a little bit more work focused and self-focused, and they're moving towards somebody who they want to have like a happier family life with. So you know, take it how it resonates. I'm really curious to know what is coming towards the Divine Feminine watching this in this situation to close. So we'll just get a few cards and then we'll close it out. Kind of, there's a lot of different stuff covered in this reading. What's coming towards the Divine Feminine? Look at this, 8 of Swords, and then High Priestess on the bottom, right? And look at this, 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords on the bottom. So, and this, yeah, it fell on this. She was jealous. She was so jealous she sent out a whole team to hate on you. Yeah, so this isn't over. This isn't over for some people. There's still, that's why you have to be kind of cautious and aware right now, feminine. You really need to tap into your higher senses. It could be that she had some other kind of spiritual person or shaman to do some sort of like witchcraft. Let's get a little bit more. What's coming towards the feminine? Six of Cups, Seven of Cups, and High Priestess on the bottom there. Again, for some people, this is a reunion with somebody from your past. I think that it's speaking to like your own personal healing, because we've got that on top of this Page of Pentacles and this Star card. Stepping more into your purity. I feel like for a lot of people, you're going to be getting more clarity on something that already happened here around who was, you know, what exactly happened, who here hated on you and why, right? Something's going to get more clarified in the near future as part of this, like, what I feel is like a reunion with a soulmate, right? Because somebody, I feel like, is going to be reaching out to the Divine Feminine ultimately and saying, like, I love you, right? Taking that leap of faith. But just, you know, be careful. Yeah, I was going to say, but still, be careful, right? Five of Swords, 10 of Wands, the Sun, and 7 of Wands. Which, you know, and then the Fool on the bottom, right? I mean, you're at your new beginning here in this situation. I feel like everything is kind of moving in your favor. With the Sun card coming out, like, I just feel like there's a lot of clarity and illumination coming in that's going to help alleviate burdens, that were created by somebody who was really against you and trying to destroy you here and win over you around a partner, over a Divine Masculine. But you're, with the 7 of Wands, you're in a strong position, Divine Feminine. You're in a strong position. The Sun card, like, you're coming out on top. You're coming out on top. And everything is going to become more clear to you. Within, especially, you know, it's all going to come really, really clear within the next month. Okay? I know you like probably, it's like, oh, it's like I want to know everything right now, but everything's going to come crystal clear within the next month. Yeah. See, we got on the cut there. We've got 8 of Wands. There's clarity. Clarity about who this Queen of Pentacles coming in real fast. Okay? Real fast. You're going to be knowing everything. It's all going to be everything that you've been wondering about, suspicious about. You kind of probably already on some level know this because we had that High Priestess show up on the bottom. It's all going to be super clear, and you're going to be able to put all this to bed, right? And it's just going to be a lesson, and you're going to emerge here victorious, gracious, and leading with your light. So enjoy, you know, stepping into these new energies, these new spiritual connections, these new abilities and gifts, these DNA activations. Enjoy kind of closing up this past cycle and getting inspired into all this amazing new adventures that you're stepping into and this new relationship that you're stepping into. And masculines, you know, I wish you luck with working through all this, and remember to take that leap of faith. It's time for you to get over these abandonment wounds and your fears that you're going to be left out in the cold. It's time for you to stop being overly pensive about this because you've already thought about it a long time. It's time for you to go, to make a move, to communicate. Okay? And if you were not just watching the cards I was showing there because you were just listening, I highly suggest rewinding the last minute or two to see how the cards just told that story. Okay, so sending you lots of love. Please like this video, please subscribe, please comment, and I look forward to seeing you all soon, and have a